What's up guys, what's going on? BorisT here and welcome to this brand new Q&A. Before we start with the questions, I have 4 gifts for you offered by the sponsor of today's video, Gothic. As a lot of you already know, Gothic is an online jewelry outlet that makes high quality jewelry that goes from rings, necklaces, bracelets, earrings and even clothings. Here you can see some of my collection that I've got over the years. And since we are in the spooky seasons, the guys have an awesome offer. They currently have an Halloween sale where you can get some awesome Halloween related stuff with a great 25% discount. But if you find something else that interests you, you can always use the discount code BorisT20 for a 20% off on your stainless steel pieces. So if you're curious about Gothic and you want to know more, check the link in the description down below. Regarding the gifts, I have 4 gifts for you. The first one is this beautiful Halloween coffin jewelry storage box, and the other ones are 3 $35 vouchers for you to spend in the website. The only thing you have to do to try to win one of those 4 gifts is leave a comment down below with the name of your favorite item on the website, and after 2 weeks I'll pick the 4 winners. Remember to leave your email visible on your profile channel so I can see your email and send it to them. With that said, thanks Gothic again for sponsoring this video. And now guys, let's answer some of your questions. Hello my friend, it's Ivan. What do you think about modern metal scene? In your player list, more old bands or new? Well, I guess it depends from the genre. If it comes to heavy metal, I really have a hard time listening new stuff because they're overproduced, the melodies usually suck, the main chorus is really weak, so yeah, in that case, 90% of the time I'll listen to just old school stuff. What is your opinion about people saying black metal is dead? If there's one genre that I think that never had this problem is actually black metal. There's really a lot of metal bands. It's still a underground genre, of course. There's some genres like thrash metal that became popular again some years ago, and same with death metal, and they're constantly going up and down. And that's actually never happened to black metal. It was always underground, and I think it will always stay like this forever. What are your thoughts on the new Cannibal Corpse album? Well, let me say Cannibal Corpse for me are just like wine. More they get old, more they get better. Now seriously, after all those years, they're still fucking awesome, and they are loyal to their sound. Which band influenced you to make music? I think it was Slipknot at the time when I was 14, or even before Linkin Park. I remember I didn't know how to play guitar, etc. I just have this keyboard and I just pressing randomly stuff, you know. And I made a cassettes with a cover, and the band was called Down Park. So original. But yeah, that's when I started to be like, I want to have a band. Do you like any new wave of traditional heavy metal bands like Enforcer, Calderon, etc.? As I said in the previous questions, I have some problems with the modern metal, you know. So I know, for example, that Enforcer are great. I listen to some stuff and they're great, but I don't know about the other bands. And it's not because they're probably good, but I have this problem with that every time I start to listen something more modern, I get disappointed. So I stopped, like horror movies. I always go back from 80s horror movies because I can't stand modern horror movies. CGI, the ghost behind the door. Hello Mr. Boris, so nice for the new Q&A. Are you going to do any other tattoos? Are you planning on going to Dimmu Borgir next year in February, I think? I saw they're playing a show near you. All the best, cheers from Zagreb. Yes, about tattoos, I have to finish this fucking arm. I stopped because of the surgeries I had and stuff like that, but as you can see, this woman here with the knife, the hand still need to be finished, and Michael Myers supposed to be here, and I have the Jason Voorhees to finish here on my bicep. And yeah, I was planning then to do the name of my dog, that for sure. Something about Dark Souls, the game, you know, because I'm a fucking nerd. Something like this, and maybe something other in the other arms. I don't know. I was also thinking to do a tattoo of TRYGLAV, the logo, since it's my band, so I will never be thrown out from it. If I'm planning to go and see Dimmu Borgir next year, I think I will see them at Beyond the Gates next year, because they're having a special set, or this was Satyricon. I don't remember. I think it was Dimmu Borgir. So yeah, I will go definitely to see them there. Will you ever go to Croatia or have a concert in Croatia, Zagreb? Actually, I got an offer to play in my motherland, but the problem is that we have already enough dates, and that one didn't cover the cost, you know, because I'm in Norway, the bassist is in Slovenia, and the two other guys are in Germany. So it's a little bit a problem, you know, when you don't live in the same space and you have to travel in one part. So for now we couldn't cover the cost, so I had to unfortunately decline. What's your opinion on war metal, and what's your favorite band of the genre? I like war metal, but I don't know many bands. I'll be really obvious with those two names, and are Blasphemy and Archgoat, especially Archgoat. I really like Archgoat. Hi Boris, would you say black metal is influenced by Jets? Thanks. Please come to Frankfurt. Big hugs. I already have 2 shows confirmed in Germany, February at ENQUIRIES and May at Dark Troll Festival, and stay tuned for more. Regarding your questions, I think not. I don't see any Jets influences in black metal. I see more punk. I think that the black metal visually and musically comes from punk. It's like extreme version of punk, in my opinion. At least some black metal then evolved, you know, with some in sound, etc. You may have answered this already, but what made you choose your style of music? Well, I think it's kind of evolution, you know, you start to listen to metal, to some easier stuff, then you go to more extreme, etc. And then with all those genres that you like, there's one in particular that stand out, you know. So I always ended up then listening bands that have a lot of melodies. I like how they create that, and that's, I guess, influenced my style. But I'm influenced actually by a lot of different things. If you listen to The Redemption, for example. For someone who's just getting into black metal, what bands do you recommend listening to? I've seen many people recommending immediately Darkthrone, Burzum and stuff like that. I don't think it's the best approach, because if you never listened to lo-fi black metal, this will sound just noise, and you were like, what the fuck is good with this, you know? You have to get step by step. So I will say listen to Dark Funeral, Dissection, especially Storm of the Light Bane. Modern Marduk are really accessible, I think. And of course, The Mysterious Doom Satanas is a well-produced album and really catchy, in my opinion. So I suggest you to start with this band here. And if you like it, then just go, you know, deeper and deeper. Hello Boris, thank you for your inspiring videos. Are you planning to go to Sweden, visit the graves of Quarton and Dead? That thing was in plan this summer. The problem is that this summer wasn't really good in terms of weather, you know. So I wanted to go into that places when the weather is nice, to show you those places in the best scenario possible. So going there, you know, with a rainy day or stuff like that, being wet, trying to record, but also don't get the water on the camera, it's a little bit a pain in the ass. So unfortunately, I have to do that, I guess, at this point next year. Hey Boris, what are the patches on your later vest? Did you seal them, or was they already there when purchased? Now I actually put all my patches alone. I just bought it at the time on eBay. You can see here some stuff like Satanic War Master. We have Carpathian Forest, and it's upside down. I didn't realize when I was putting it. We have Urgial. I had a big Burzum back patch, but it's in the other jacket. We have Marduk, and still Unleashed. Not too many other things. There's there's nothing else, I guess. Yeah, it's everything is on the other jacket that I don't have with me. What's your creative process for writing melodies? Well, usually I start with the rhythmic guitar, because if I have the rhythmic guitar, the melodies just comes like this, like with no problem. For the first album, I have a lot of difficulties because I still didn't know, you know, the right approach for me. So I was composing the solo guitar first sometimes. So in songs like Evil's Dead, for example. But now I usually do rhythmic guitar, put some drums, and then I put the solo guitar. And with that, I fly like nothing. It's so much easier. I've heard you are into Elden Ring. What kind of build do you play? And do you play PvP or just PvE? Well, I stopped to play Elden Ring at the time because of the stuttering problems on the PC version. So I waited till they fix. I don't even know if they fix it right now. But now with all the things that are going on with the live shows, etc., I really don't have too much time. Or let's say I have time, but I'm so bad organized that I don't have time. That's my main problem. I think I suffer of ADHD. I definitely suffered, but have to be tested. Besides that, I always play games alone. There's a lot of friends who was like, let's play together, but I don't know. It's like with my band, I like to do stuff alone. When I'm in the game, I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear anybody else, you know. It has to be me and the game. And like with the music, it has to be me and the music. It's something personal for me, you know. I can't share. I don't like to share, you know. I'm particular. What are your struggles in writing music and how do you deal with them? My biggest struggles with music are solos, actually. When I have to do guitar solos, I'm really sloppy with it, you know. So sometimes I recording and then send to a friend and say, look, can you re-record this guitar solo, you know, in a proper way, because I suck. Sometimes I just let others do the guitar solos, but then of course I complain with myself because it's not really what I wanted. So yeah, that's my biggest struggles. Hi Boris, I'm really curious to what program do you use for recording guitars and drums? I use Cubase and I hate that fucking piece of shit. I mean, it's a good program, but sometimes really piss me off. I'm now trying something new. It's called Studio 1.6, which looks like Cubase, but much more simple on some stuff. So I will probably or use Cubase or go to Studio 1.6. I tried some other programs, but the interface wasn't really good, and you know, when you have to start from the beginning with such programs, is a pain in the ass. So stick with one and learn that one. How does it feel to listen to black metal in Norway? Is it somehow special or different? Every time winter hits or the cold hits, doesn't matter where I am, I feel much more inspiration, you know, both to listen to some black metal, both to compose. And because of that, also the music comes out differently, you know. And when I go out right now, which is really cold, I really feel the inspiration, you know, to do music, to listen to music, something that I don't get in summer when it gets to black metal, you know. So yeah, it feels special, especially with the Norwegian nature, but it's more about the climate than the place. How are you looking forward to the upcoming shows? Yes, this one in Netherlands will be great, but it's more a warm-up, you know. But next year, things are starting to be really serious. So, yeah, and there's some changes in the band that some of you maybe know, some of you don't. But I will talk of it in my next video. Why are you mocking Christianity? Is the truth? So this was a question from Instagram, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love to make fun of religion. All of them. And I don't understand people that follow me, that follow a black metal musician, what they thug. About that it's the truth. I don't know, man. The other 6,000 religions says the same. So... Your favorite guitar pedal sound settings? I tried many amps, okay? I have this beautiful Line 6 Pot Go now that I'm enjoying it so much. It has so many amps and I wanted so bad to like the PV5150. But I don't know why. There's something that I can't get out from it. So I always stick with the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier, and with the pedals I just use overdrive and that's all. And this is how I get the sound for TRYGLAV also. What was the first band you ever play in before TRYGLAV? And what genre was it? Every time we touch the argument of all bands where I played, I get this kind of cold sensation, because it reminds me all the time I waste with people, you know. 10 years where I could have released more albums than now, trying to have a band. Band is a joke. Don't have a band, have a one-man band. First band I ever played with was just a bunch of guys in the town, I remember, and all of them suck. The drummer say that he was able to play Mother North, he wasn't even able to do an alternate blast beat, so was a mess, That was a death metal band. We were covering Carcass, Satyricon, some a little bit of everything, you know. Then there was a thrash metal band, a death metal band. Once I was a singer in this death metal band, and we played with Guitar Pro because we couldn't find a drummer. That's why I became a drummer. And the one before TRYGLAV was actually TRYGLAV. I found the name for this band was TRYGLAV, and was just 3 of us guys, and we suck. Took like 6 months to learn a cover, and I was so bored out of it, you know. I was like, I can't anymore, you know. I will stop, I will not play with anybody else. And that's when I decided to finally do my stuff on my own. Actually, Evil Dead from the first album was composed for this band. I know that then when I left, they took this song and the other guy that came basically changed it in a something of melodic death metal song. But since it was mine, I took it back. Do you have a favorite female vocalist in the metal scene? I mean, there's a lot of female vocalists that are really good, but they don't play music that I like. For example, I don't like too much Arch Enemy, but Alice is really, really good as a singer. So if we are talking of a band that I like, I can say the singer from Astarte was a female black metal band from Greece. Will you ever start an interview series on your channel? I would love to do that. That's in plan, and I think that I will realize as soon as possible. I just need to have my own space, you know? How did you meet the Norwegian for the first time? I randomly saw her comment under her friends that I have as a friend on Facebook, and I was like, I need more people to listen to TRYGLAV. I have to add this girl. And that was the only reason why I add her. Who knew that I will end up like this? Hoće li biti TRYGLAV u Serbiji? Well, that depends all about the promoters. If the promoters call me, I will gladly come even tomorrow. What is the hardest TRYGLAV song to play on guitar? I think the hardest part, maybe the beginning of the Vengeance, because, for example, the beginning of the riffs goes from here, and you have to play like this. It's a little bit, you know, tricky. Have you ever visited Mexico? You want to? Here you all have a house, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Actually, I would love to visit Mexico. It's a place that always inspired me, you know, and a lot of musicians always say, for example, that playing in Mexico is their favorite place because people are really wild, and also I love Mexican food. With that said, my friends, this was the last questions of the day. Thanks if you sticked until here and watched this video. You are a nice person. And with that said, I think I will see you all in the next one. Cheers!
Satan.